Dating back to 1903, the name of the host town of Tzaneen is derived from the Sotho word Tzaneen, meaning the place where people gather. With 5 championships still up for grabs, including the overall and production car titles, 54 rally teams gathered in Tzaneen for what was said to be 2 days of hard-fought rally action. Previously known as the Great North Rally, the Pretoria Motor Club's event is known for being either extremely wet or very hot and dusty. The weather was overcast and cool as the teams made their final preparations for the 10:30 a.m. start. Enzo Keane and Guy Hodgson took the
The roads are very, very narrow, and obviously there's lots of places with rocks and ditches close to the area where you're driving. So one's got to be very careful of the small crocodiles on the sides.
The rally also meant another gathering of people. 8 lucky finalists gathered at the local BP service station to try and win one of 2 VW Polos. BP's Anna Drabby and Ray Jardim were on hand to explain the procedure. Each finalist was to pick a key out of the box and try and unlock one of the 2 cars. When Joachim Kiese picked his key, the tension rose. Would it unlock the door? Hailing from Durban, he had submitted over 1,000 entries to make his dream of owning a Polo come true. To everybody's amazement, just the next key opened the door for Elmaret Maton of Belvoir. Ja, jy kan maar, dit is joune.
Okay, I had to open the door, and then when I opened the door, it's just blank. I don't know, and I just started crying, so yes.
Congratulations to both winners and happy motoring. As Leon Porter, chairman of PMC, flags away the first car, we asked Enzo what his plan was to win his first title.
Strategy is to collect the championship. Been waiting for it long enough.
Damso and Paisley borrowed Etienne Lawrence's total Toyota Ronex for his crack at victory.
I like to go quite hard, especially the first few stages, to see where I'm going to slot in.
As far as we're concerned, just the same as a normal event. We'll approach it accordingly and go out, do our best, and if it works out, it works out.
Tension was mounting as the teams headed off for the first stage. The PMC Tzaneen Rally takes in 215 k's of high-speed forest racing split into 14 stages, 6 on Friday and 8 on Saturday. The region is desperately dry with veld fires ravaging the area. Special Stage 1 at 19.66 kilometers in length provided a mixture of high speed and tight and twisty sections with a sun-baked hard surface providing plenty of grip. The spectators have a superb view of the action from the bridge on the Majaji Road as the cars sweep underneath them. Jan Habig and Douglas Judd laid down their marker, taking the win by 2 seconds. Habig has 4 championships to his name and Judd has 5. They would both like to add to their score, having last been crowned the best of the best in 2002. And remember, whichever of the Volkswagen boys wins the rally, wins the championship. Serge Damso and Robert Paisley in their unfamiliar car were 8 seconds off Habig's winning time, but there's a long way to go. To stand a chance of snatching the championship, he must win and hope the VW lads have problems. Lights blazing in the gloom of the forest, Enzo Keane and Guy Hodgson knuckle down to the task at hand. At this early point, stay on the road and don't let Habig get away. They were just 2 seconds behind and the battle lines were drawn. Etienne Lawrence and Andre Vermeulen were reunited with their rally-winning Class A 17 total Toyota Corolla the Centurion driver immediately right on the pace. As Fecken pounds his BP Golf through the narrow tracks amongst the trees, is he quick enough to beat Lawrence? Yes, he is up 5 seconds on the intruding Etienne. Lawrence could very well interfere in Fecken's well-set championship plans. Fecken needs to finish no lower than second in class. Jean-Pierre Damso and Kobus Frey are 3 points behind Fecken in the A7 class war, but drop 3 seconds to Wilken and Houghton's Castrol Runnex.
I think from the word go, it's going to be a hell of a rally.
The championship is still very close. You know, we're 3 points difference, and the difference between first and second is 3 points. So, you know, we're not in the clear yet, and I would really like to win the championship. So we're going to give it everything we can.
And how does Volkswagen Racing's partners see their involvement in BP and Volkswagen together?
Also on equal points. Then there was pressure on both of us, but now I think the pressure is more on me. So I have to beat him.
4 teams in with a shot at the title and all driving identical Toyota Runnexes. Claudio Piazzamuso and Janine Laveskochny take their Sasol Runnex to the fastest time, 1 second ahead of the resurgent Christopher and Patrick Yende. The third pretender in N3 is Cape Townian John Williams and stand-in co-driver Derek Jacobs. Regular co-driver Dad Douglas Williams is in China on business. Rodney Versace and Carolyn Swan, the reigning class champions, are 3 points ahead of the rest and should be able to breathe easily as long as they finish. Stage 2, a relatively short stage consisting of a roller coaster ride of fast sweeps. It will take all the concentration. And spectators settle in for the entertainment and spectacle with all the comforts of home. The only thing missing is Supersport on DSTV. Enzo has a puncture and drops 7 seconds to surge. Habib and Judd again take the fastest time. This job is not for you if you get carsick. Look how narrow and twisty the roads are and how easy it is to take the wrong road or clobber a tree. Habib has extended his lead to 9 seconds with Damso 1 second up on Keen. Johnny Gemmel and Marty Olivier are the favourites to win the production car championship in their L&J plant Sasol Mitsubishi Evo 7. Gemmel has won the N4 championship already after 3 straight wins and wants the production car title as well. Going into the Tzaneen event, they have a 13-point lead over Nicholas Ryan and Skalk van Heerden's Bozel Subaru Impreza. Gemmel last won the production car title in 01 and won this event outright in the same year. Richard Bem and Graham Hooper are going well in the early stages. Regular co-driver Grant Sinclair stepped down after aggravating a back injury and has retired from active competition. Visser Du Plessis and Christoph Snyders are battling with a misfiring engine in their Metmeister Sasol Delight Subaru Impreza. The Pretoria gem dealer has had a season of mixed fortunes, but hopes to end it on a high note. Ryan and Van Heerden had a strong start to the season, but a roll in stage 3 and a non-start in the Osram Rally in August dented their championship. Fernando Rueda and Martin Butter hustled their Sasol Mitsubishi Lancer Evo 8 to the 4th fastest time, 8 seconds slower than Ryan's Subaru.
It was very narrow little road. He called it perfectly fine, but it was a funny place in the stage where it had just a bit of bunting and the arrows for the coming back of the stage on the other side. So I focused on the far arrows instead of the near ones, and I just went straight past it.
Stage 2 was very tight, very tricky, very tricky. But we got through. The car's going great. I think it's going better than Cape Town. The new motor has loosened up, and then it's going. It's revving well. It's clean. So, but it takes me a day, unfortunately, to get going. But now I have to change.
The unresolved battle is that of Class A5, the closest of all, with Etienne Malherbe and Henny Boertes and Michael Houghton and Bryn Doherty tied on points. Their Aprilia Racing and Motorola Terzas, respectively, have entertained with their aggressive driving styles. With such small engines, they need to keep the momentum up through corners to maintain their speed. Houghton made the early running, but since June, Malerba upped his pace and 2 class wins has kept Houghton on his toes. Gugu Zulu and Llewellyn Fourie have been very quick in their BP Chico, but seldom finished as the car has an appetite for engines and drive shafts. Named for stage 3 high up in the Magubaskloof area. 30 kilometers of damp, muddy and misty gravel mountain pass awaits the brave. And up here you could probably still find a few Indian braves. Having his first clean stage of the rally, Keen sets a searing time through the stage, grabbing the lead from Habich with a time 22 seconds quicker. The battle is on. Damso and Paisley have their first hiccup. The front diff stops working, leaving the Runex in rear-wheel drive. Not what he needs right now. Jan Habich and Douglas Judd were happy with their pace, the former champs deciding not to push their BP Polo too hard given the dangerous conditions. There was plenty of rally left to make up the time lost. Hergen Fecken and Pierre Arries were flying in their BP Golf, losing a second to Lawrence and Vermeulen. They in turn caught everyone off guard. Out of a front-wheel drive car for a year, they were not expected to be this quick. Damso Jr. and Frey dropped a massive 34 seconds in the stage with a loose VVT plug, a lack of power steering and a puncture all in the same stage. In spite of this, they managed to beat the Castrol Runex of Woken and Houghton by 7 slender seconds. Woken was anxious to finish this event and drove accordingly, but the mist had its effect as it winds its way down the road. The former track racer has taken to rallying like a duck to water and has won back-to-back regional championships in his short rallying career. Barry Grobler and Mike Burrows have enjoyed a resurgence in form since getting their ex-work Sassel Delight Golf. After 3 stages, Fecken has grabbed the class lead and Etienne is taking points away from JP. That is not part of Team Total's game plan, but Damso must get ahead of Fecken at all costs. Sally de Toy and Gert van Rensburg are having their drive of their careers and their president panel beat a Subaru Impreza. Driving with confidence, a 21-year-old is in 5th place in Class N4. Anton Vandenberg and Tanya Hubert are competing in their first national rally, driving their smart cover Impreza cautiously to gain experience and keep the supercar on the straight and narrow. Visser Duplessis sets the 4th fastest time in Class N4, still blighted by a persistent misfire in their Impreza. The Class N3 battle raged on. Piazza Musso still makes the running, and the others hanging on. De Wit, the best of the rest. Area which was ravaged by a bushfire the day before the rally started.